For a long time, I believed the same rule almost everyone hears when they start trying to get lean. Never eat before bed. I thought eating at night was lazy. I thought going to sleep hungry meant discipline. I thought if I ignored hunger long enough, my body would magically burn more fat. And if you're being honest with yourself, you've probably believed the same thing. You finish dinner, the evening gets quiet, hunger slowly creeps in, and you tell yourself that feeling uncomfortable is proof you're doing the right thing. But what if that belief is one of the biggest reasons you're struggling to build muscle? What if avoiding food before sleep is actually holding your physique back instead of helping it? Today, I want to walk you through exactly what I eat before sleep, why it works, and how you can do the same without gaining fat. No supplements, no tricks, no influencer nonsense. Just understanding how your body actually works while you're asleep. Because the truth is, when you go to bed, your body doesn't shut down, it shifts gears. Sleep is not rest for your muscles. Sleep is work. It's when your body repairs tissue, rebuilds muscle fibers, restores your nervous system, and regulates hormones. Muscle protein breakdown continues throughout the night. That process does not pause just because you're unconscious. And if your body doesn't have amino acids available, it has to get them from somewhere. It will either slow recovery or break down existing muscle tissue. Your body will always choose survival first, not aesthetics. This is the first mistake most people make without realizing it. They go to bed underfed on purpose. They think hunger equals fat loss. They think an empty stomach is a sign of progress. But what actually happens is slower recovery, worse training performance, flatter muscles, and that subtle but frustrating feeling of waking up feeling smaller instead of stronger. You might not notice it immediately, but over weeks and months it adds up. Strength stalls, muscle growth slows, motivation drops, and people blame their genetics, their training program, or their age, when in reality they're just not supporting recovery at night. The second mistake is eating the wrong foods before bed and then blaming the timing. Late-night eating itself is not the problem. The problem is what most people eat late at night. Ultra-processed, sugar-heavy foods that are easy to overeat and terrible for sleep. Cookies, cereal, ice cream, pizza, random snacks straight from the fridge. These foods spike blood sugar, disrupt sleep quality, and push you into a calorie surplus without you realizing it. Then people wake up bloated, tired, and frustrated, and they conclude that eating at night made them fat. But it wasn't the clock, it was the food choice and the lack of control. The third mistake is believing protein timing doesn't matter. Many people hit their protein target earlier in the day and assume muscle growth is covered. They think as long as they eat enough protein overall, timing is irrelevant. But research consistently shows that muscle protein synthesis drops overnight if amino acids aren't available. That means you're sleeping through one of the most important muscle-building windows of the day. You train to stimulate growth, but you fail to support it during the longest recovery period you have. The fourth mistake is fear-based nutrition. People make decisions based on fear of fat gain instead of understanding how their body works. Fear leads to restriction. Restriction leads to poor recovery. Poor recovery leads to worse results, and worse results reinforce fear. It's a cycle that keeps people stuck for years. Now, let's shift from fear to understanding. Muscle growth happens when muscle protein synthesis is higher than muscle protein breakdown. Training starts the signal, but nutrition sustains it. Sleep is when the rebuilding happens. That means your pre-sleep meal has a specific job. It should provide slow, steady amino acids, avoid dramatic blood sugar swings, and support deep, uninterrupted sleep. This is why slow digesting protein is the foundation of a smart bedtime meal.
Foods like casein protein, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, and other whole food protein sources digest slowly and release amino acids over 6 to 8 hours. Think of it like drip feeding your muscles while you sleep. Just like a construction crew can keep working overnight if materials are delivered steadily, your muscles rebuild when nutrients are available. This isn't just theory. Multiple studies show that consuming protein before sleep increases overnight muscle protein synthesis and improves recovery, especially when paired with resistance training. This is why elite athletes and evidence-based coaches don't fear eating before bed. They plan for it. Now let me walk you through what I personally eat before sleep and how I decide. On most nights, I keep things simple and repeatable. One of my most common options is Greek yogurt with a small serving of berries. It's high in protein, low in sugar, easy to digest, and easy to portion. Another option is cottage cheese with a small amount of nut butter. The fat slows digestion even more, extending amino acid release throughout the night. On days where training volume is high or workouts are particularly demanding, especially leg days or high-volume sessions, I'll include a small amount of carbohydrates. This might be a piece of fruit, a little honey, or a small serving of oats. And this is where many people panic. Carbs before bed do not automatically make you fat. Fat gain comes from a calorie surplus over time, not from eating carbs at a specific hour. In fact, small amounts of carbohydrates before bed can actually improve sleep quality by increasing serotonin and reducing cortisol. Better sleep means better hormone regulation, better recovery, and better muscle growth. The key is portion size and context. A controlled amount of carbs paired with protein is very different from a large junk food binge. This is the moment where most people need to reset their thinking. Your body does not know what time it is. It does not check the clock and decide to store fat because it's late. Your body responds to total calories, macronutrient balance, food quality, and energy needs. Timing fine-tunes results, but it does not override basic physiology. If you're eating at a calorie surplus, you'll gain weight regardless of when you eat. If you're at maintenance or a slight deficit, a smart pre-sleep meal will not magically turn into fat just because it's nighttime. This becomes even more important if you're skinny fat or trying to stay lean while building muscle. Skinny fat bodies are usually under-muscled. That means muscle loss hurts you more than it hurts someone with more muscle mass. Going to bed underfed increases the risk of losing muscle, slowing metabolism, and maintaining that soft, undefined look you're trying to escape. For these people, a pre-sleep protein meal isn't optional, it's protective. It preserves muscle while fat loss continues. Now let's take this one step further with some advanced principles. Protein distribution matters. Instead of eating most of your protein in 1 or 2 meals, spreading it evenly across the day and including a pre-sleep dose keeps muscle protein synthesis elevated for longer. Sleep quality matters more than perfect macros. If a small bedtime meal helps you fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, and wake up more recovered, it will improve your body composition more than chasing perfect numbers while sleeping poorly. Your pre-bed meal should be boring and repeatable. When food becomes emotional at night, that's when problems start. Discipline isn't restriction. Discipline is consistency. Adjust your pre-sleep meal based on your goal. If you're aggressively cutting, keep it mostly protein. If you're building muscle, add a small carb source. If you're recomposing, keep calories controlled but nutrients high. And finally, run a 30-day experiment. For the next 30 days, eat a controlled, high-protein pre-bed meal. Track how you sleep, track your recovery, track your gym performance and how your body looks in the mirror. Most people notice less soreness, better pumps, and more stable energy within 2 weeks. That's usually the moment everything clicks and fear starts to fade. So let's bring this all together. Eating before bed does not make you fat. Going to bed underfed makes you weaker, flatter, and slower to recover. The right pre-sleep meal, built around slow-digesting protein, smart portions, and total daily calorie control, allows you to build muscle while you sleep and stay lean at the same time. Tonight, your challenge is simple. Eat a high-protein pre-bed meal and pay attention to how you sleep and how you feel in the morning. That's step 1. And if you want more science-based nutrition strategies that actually work in real life, subscribe to the channel. The next videos will break down exact meals, macros, and routines you can follow without overthinking. build muscle, stay lean, and finally stop being afraid of food before bed.